everyone, and welcome to Once Upon a Tale challenge number 3. Yes, this is the final challenge, guys, and so far you all are doing excellent, so we encourage you to keep on participating. So we are going to get into our featured fairy tale and folk tale for this week. This week's featured fairy tale is none other than Beauty and the Beast. Yes, guys, that's a classic one. So I'm going to do a little dramatic reading from that story, The Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast. Once upon a time, a rich merchant, meeting with heavy losses, had to retire to a small cottage with his 3 daughters. The 2 elder grumbled at this, but the youngest, named Beauty, tried to comfort her father and make his home happy. Once, when he was going on a journey to try to mend his fortunes, the girls came to wish him goodbye. The 2 elder told him to bring them some nice presents on his return, but Beauty merely begged him to bring her a rose. When the merchant was on his way back, he saw some fine roses, and thinking of Beauty, plucked the prettiest he could find. He had no sooner taken it than he saw a hideous beast armed with a deadly weapon. This fierce-looking creature asked him how he dared to touch his flowers and talked of putting him to death. The merchant pleaded that he only took the rose to please his daughter, Beauty, one who had begged him to get the rose for her. On this, the beast said gruffly, "Well, I will not take your life if you will bring one of your daughters here to die in your stead. She must come willingly, or I will not have her." Well, guys, that was just a short excerpt from Beauty and the Beast, and it sure was interesting. I would like to find out what happens when the merchant brings his daughter to meet the beast, wouldn't you? Alright, so feel free to read this story, and your challenge for this week is to paint or create a visual artistic piece on any scene, excerpt, or character from this story. Yes, guys, you're gonna get in touch with your artistic side. So we want you all to either paint, to draw, create a collage, create a 3D representation of any aspect of this story, and you can win wonderful prizes at the end of International School Libraries Month. Be sure to include the moral of the story when you are submitting your artistic piece. Alright, guys, so let's go on to our folktale feature for this week. And as you may already have guessed, our folktale comes from Mr. Kenneth Parmesan's book called Salt and Roti. Yes, guys, this is the book Salt and Roti, and we are actually going to feature this week's story, which is the story that the book takes its title from, and the name of that story is actually Salt and Roti. Alright, guys, and again, remember your challenge is to create a visual artistic piece that represents any aspect of this story that we put up, Salt and Roti. Alright, so here goes our dramatic reading from Salt and Roti. Salt and Roti. A very poor woman lived alone with her only son. So poor that the only food that they could afford was salt and roti. Every morning, the mother got up early and prepared this meal for her son. The boy gladly ate it and went briskly to his place of work. To arrive there, he had to pass through an area where the king's elephants were kept. Each day, in order to test his strength, he would pull the same elephant by the tail and attempt to shift the elephant from the spot where it stood. The men who took care of the elephants noticed that all except one of the elephants were robust and healthy. This elephant, they observed, seemed to be getting weaker and thinner by the day. The men went to the king and reported what they had observed. The king ordered some of his guards to keep watch over the animal to find out what is the cause of its ill health. The next day, the guards saw the boy pulling at the tail of that very elephant. They thought that boy had to be very strong to attempt to pull an elephant. They were certain that this was the cause of the animal's problem. The guards reported to the king, "The boy is so strong that by pulling the tail of the elephant, he is causing the animal to become sick." Alright guys, so I'm going to leave you all there with that little excerpt from the story Salt and Roti, which is a feature of the book Salt and Roti, Indian Folktales of the Caribbean by Kenneth Parmesan. So guys, as you work on your challenge this week, think creatively, try to create something that is original, and you can win. And again, remember to put in the moral of the story with your submission, and you can win excellent prizes at the end of International School Libraries Month. So we challenge you to take up this challenge, as this is our final challenge for the Once Upon a Tale challenge in celebration of International School Libraries Month. This year our theme being fairy tales and folk tales across the world. Thank you everyone, and thank you for participating.